talking about the types of foods that we need to consume and the types of foods that we need to boycott. Science can reason it out like it is bad for your kidneys, bad for the liver, bad for the brain, bloodstream, digestive system in particular. So, this is all we can reason it out to the extent when we base our thinking on science. Certain nutritionists have started believing of late in Saatvic, Tamasic and Rajasic types of foods, and there's a lot of campaign going on to promote vegetarianism and Saatvic food. We're very happy about all these things. The immediate effect of consuming a food is not really so apparent. Just like some of the chemicals, beauty cosmetic chemicals or the shampoos we use it over a period of time like 10 years, 15 years. That is when the effect actually manifests. That's because it takes that much of time for the complete deterioration to actually happen. It's the same with the toxic foods. Yeah, nutrition seems to agree with this also to an extent now. We are happy about it. But our Vedic wisdom goes beyond this. The Vedic wisdom had only one purpose for life. That is the realization of the ultimate truth. We call it Brahma, we call it Vishnu, we call it Maheshwara, we call it the universe, we call it the supreme power, whatever it is. The realization of that ultimate truth was the only motive behind any human or any living incarnation on earth. So, the food restrictions and the restrictions on activities were laid with this particular thought in mind. So, how do we actually understand this? How does it actually relate what we eat? Because after a maximum of 100 years, this body is gone. Yes. The gross physical body is gone, but the subtle bodies we carry. We carry all through the entire life process of the soul itself. Till we realize the complete truth, there are certain levels of subtle bodies that we keep carrying. And what we eat affects our thoughts, our actions. And this in turn affects the subtle body that we carry to the next life. So henceforth, when we go on contaminating our own thoughts, our own bodies, and hence the subtle bodies with what doesn't support the realization, so over a period of time, the subtle bodies also get contaminated. So it takes more time for us to purify that. The self-realization, as we say, it's like sun ray passing through a very clear water. When there are dust particles inside water, the rays of the sun get dispersed and they get reflected back, all these kind of things. So we can relate it. Right? So we need to keep that purity. We need to keep ourselves out of the coagulants and out of those dust particles that reflect the realization energy out of our own system. We need to be able to let it pass through us. So for this spiritual purity, the easiest method over a period of time, when over analysis and lots of wisdom, these kind of Saatvic foods and Saatvic activities and Saatvic thought processes were actually formulated, and they were made the basic foundation for any education in our ancient wisdom and ancient schools. This is very much essential, and like I said in one of the other talks earlier, start believing and start practicing. That is when you will realize within yourself how different you are. Just take it for 6 months as a trial. We take a lot of courses just to see how it is. Crash course. How many crash courses we take just to see what it is? So take a crash course in this and see what it is before you finally conclude what's better.